Welcome to the Fantasy Book Summary Vault, your ultimate guide to the fantastical worlds of literature.
Isaac Asimov presents the best fantasy of the 19th century book summary by Isaac Asimov. This collection brings together some of the most captivating fantasy stories from the 19th century, all handpicked and introduced by Isaac Asimov himself. Instead of just one story, you get a variety of tales that shaped early fantasy literature, each with its own unique characters and twists. The book starts with an introduction where Asimov explains why these stories still matter. He talks about how fantasy back then was just starting to take shape and how these authors laid the groundwork for what we now call modern fantasy. One of the first stories you'll encounter is by Nathaniel Hawthorne. It's called The Great Carbuncle, and it follows a group of people searching for a legendary gem in the mountains. Each character has their own reason for wanting the gem, some for wealth, others for fame, and their journey reveals a lot about human nature. The story ends with an unexpected twist when they finally find the gem, but it's not what they expected. Next up is The Bottle Imp by Robert Louis Stevenson. This tale centers on a magical bottle that grants wishes but comes with a dangerous catch. Whoever owns it must sell it for less than they paid or risk losing their soul. The main character, Q, buys the bottle hoping to improve his life but soon realizes how tricky it is to get rid of it without doom following him. The tension builds as he tries to outsmart fate in a race against time. Another standout is The Diamond Lens by Fitz James O'Brien. It tells the story of a scientist obsessed with discovering tiny worlds invisible to the naked. Using his special lens, he finds a miniature woman living inside a drop of water. The story blends science and fantasy as he falls in love with this tiny creature and faces heartbreaking consequences. You'll also find The Bottle of Smoke by Ambrose Bierce, which spins a darker tale about mysterious powers and human greed. Bierce's sharp writing style keeps you hooked as characters confront forces beyond their control. Throughout these stories, you meet interesting side characters too, like curious travelers, greedy treasure hunters, clever scientists, and magical beings, all adding layers to each plot. Asimov's introductions before each story give useful background on the authors, and their times without slowing down the pace. He points out little details that make each tale special and helps readers appreciate how these early fantasies influenced later writers. By the end of the book, you see how 19th century fantasy mixed imagination with moral lessons or warnings about desire and ambition. These stories don't just entertain, they challenge characters to make tough choices or face strange consequences. If you enjoy classic tales filled with magic, mystery, and unexpected endings, this collection is worth checking out. Supporting books like this helps keep those old stories alive so new readers can discover them too. Feel free to share your thoughts or recommend other collections you love in the comments below. Overall, Isaac Asimov presents the best fantasy of the 19th century, offers a fascinating peek into early fantasy, storytelling through memorable plots, and vivid characters that still capture our imagination today.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more breakdowns on your favorite fantasy novels.